sit down.
What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah! What the fuck are you talking about? The Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please reach out to our boy Rob Lutman at 856-651-8117. That's the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. I don't know if I cut out, but it's A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. And again, brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. No Eaton, Frank Vespi, Greg Mwagvik, Ralph Delvecchio, Ryan Brotto. I'm Tom Arnone. The family out there, welcome in. A lot to talk about. Phillies D-backs reactions. Yeah, we can react to slop. We can react to freaking getting 3 hit against the worst team in baseball. Flat out freaking disgrace. But we'll talk a little bit about the Phillies. Eagles 2021 bold predictions. We'll dive into that, a little bit of that as well. 'Tis the season, boys. Football season's right around the block. It's here. Jalen Hurts is going to be our main conversation at hand. And is he a franchise quarterback? That's going to tie into our poll question, brought to you by BodyCheckWellness.com. You can use promo code A2D. Get yourself 25% off at checkout. That's BodyCheckWellness.com. Promo code A2D, 25% off at checkout. Our poll question for tonight's show is Jalen Hurts will end up becoming the Philadelphia Eagles' long-term franchise quarterback. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download, join the conversation, comment in, get it off your chest, let you know. You know what? I would have said a year ago, because we obviously had a franchise quarterback here, that I would disagree with. I would disagree with that statement. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to be great, but it depends on what you define as a franchise quarterback. Like I define it as, do you get another deal after this? All right? Because if you get another deal after your first deal, that means you're considered a franchise quarterback to your franchise. Are you asking me if he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? I don't think so. All right, so he's going to be a top 10? I don't think he can. I don't know if he's going to be that. But it doesn't mean he can't be a franchise quarterback to the Philadelphia Eagles, right? So because all that takes is a one deal after this. So do I think Jalen Hurts will get a deal after this one here in Philadelphia? Yeah, I do. I think he's going to be. I think he's a competitor. I think guys love him around the locker room. I think he's got great leadership capabilities and what you need from a franchise quarterback. Now, again, the elephant in the room, can he throw from the pocket? I don't know. All right, and we're not going to know until we see that. But in terms of being a long-term franchise quarterback, yeah, I think he can be. I do, especially because of the money that you're going to have to be able to build around him after this year, right? And I think we all agree on that, and that's a ton of money. Ton of money to be able to build pieces around him to allow him to be the franchise quarterback moving forward. Like I said, do I think he's a top 5 guy in the NFL at any point? No. Do I think he's a top 10 guy? No. But it doesn't mean he can't get another contract here. So, you know what? I'm going to agree to the poll because when I know a lot of people aren't that high on him, and I get it, right? But I'm not telling you I'm to the moon with him, and I'm not the hell with him. I'm somewhere in the middle with him, right? And I think that's where he can be as a quarterback in the National Football League. And if you're 12 to 15-ish, that's considered a franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? That's just what it's considered. So it depends on how you guys want to define it for whatever your guys' agenda on the poll is going to be. Mine's going to be agree, so I'm going to define it as, listen, he's going to get another deal after this. And I think that's all it takes to really be a franchise quarterback in the National Football League. I mean, if you're a top 15 guy in the league, I think you're coveted as a franchise caliber quarterback. That doesn't mean I think he's ever going to be great inside the pocket or perfect or that gunslinger inside the pocket. But he does have a skill set. And he does have leadership capabilities. And he has those things you want from a franchise quarterback. And the work ethic. Because I always tell guys, if you put the work in, you're going to get the results, right? If you have the ability to get those results out of you, right? And playing in the National Football League, you obviously have the ability for those results. So I don't question the guy's work ethic, and I think when you work as hard as he does, you're going to continue to get better. So I'm going to agree to it. I think he will be that long-term franchise quarterback. And if he's not, it'll be dope for that guy. So right now, I'm going to agree. I'm gonna side on a little optimism here, and glass half full. And again, if people out there, don't get upset. This isn't crowning the fucking guy. I'm just telling you, he's going to get another extension here, and that equals a franchise guy. So that's where I define it. That's where I'll end it. So I agree to the poll.
Go ahead, Ralphie.
I agree to the poll as well. I think he's here, for another contract as well, and he's everything that you need in a quarterback. Obviously, the leadership wise in the locker room. It seems like every report that's come out about him in the locker room, that everybody's loving him. Obviously, the one report is that he's pulling wide receivers aside in the hallway and, coaching them up and giving them tests about the offense and stuff like that, which is always good for a franchise quarterback or a quarterback that's, your QB1. But to the poll, I'll go ahead and agree. I think he's long-term here.
I feel like Greg should go.
I like it, Ralphie.
I feel like Greg should go next. People in the comments are like, "Oh, Greg's ready. Greg's ready for this."
No, I was go next. But before Greg, before you go on your fucking tangent on how he stinks, the one thing that Ralphie just said is very big. I don't want that to go unnoticed tonight. Like stopping guys, quizzing guys, holding guys accountable, putting the work in, showing you're excited to be there. Shit all matters. So go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was snickering because I laugh at those types of reports, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's like that's what you get when we don't have like that guy, right? You know what I mean? Like those are the types of stories and reports that come out when you don't have that franchise guy. I'll tell you what, from an Eagles standpoint, as a fan, we all better agree to this poll because it behooves us as Eagles fans and the organization for him to be the guy. Whether, he's, Tommy, as you said, top 10, top 15, next contract. So for that to all work out because of what you can do around a young, cheap quarterback, it absolutely should be agree. I am going to disagree, though. Relax, tight. You all right, buddy? I am going to disagree, though. I don't
steps on him. I'll cry too.
I don't think he's going to be able to do enough from the pocket, and I think that ultimately is going to hurt him down the road. As I always say, the leadership is there, the work ethic is there, the kid is there. I just don't know if there's enough from the pocket for him to develop into that guy.
Fair. Fair. I mean, that's criticisms that is definitely fair. But you just hope that work ethic helps him in the pocket.
Absolutely.
We'll see.
No, you
want to go ahead?
Go ahead, no.
Yeah. All right, ready? Here's the way. Here, I'll look at it this way. Yes, I certainly think he can be a franchise quarterback. I think he will be a franchise quarterback. And the funny thing is, when you look at the rest of this division at the quarterback position, oddly enough, I think Jalen Hurts could long-term, you compared to the other quarterbacks in the NFC East, I think Jalen will still be in Philadelphia here playing at a pretty high level of play 5 to 7 years down the road. Because when I go up the Jersey Turnpike and look at Daniel Jones, honestly, I just don't think he's very good. And there's a good shot that he may not be in the league at all in 5 years. All right. I look at Ryan Fitzpatrick down I-95 in Washington there, and he's a journeyman quarterback. Yeah, he can sling it for 450 yards and throw 4 TDs, and he can also throw 5 picks in one game. All right. And when I look at Dak Prescott, I look at always hurt. So I'll tell you what, guys, Jalen, he can stay healthy, and hopefully hopefully as his career goes on, he can continue to use his mobility to his advantage and, keep escaping pressure. He knows how to throw on the run. I think he has great instincts. He's a great teammate. He works his ass off. He's a likable guy in the locker room. And I think he's got a lot of intangibles and a lot of things going for him. And, I think the sky's the limit for this guy. I mean, granted, he has a lot to work on, and he's far from a polished product. But if they give this kid a chance, damn it, and let him play 17 fucking games this year and really see what this kid can do, and he can grow and improve. And I'll tell you what, I think in 2 or 3 years from now, we're going to say, you know what? I'm glad we stuck with this kid. He's a playoff winning quarterback. And I think that's what we're going to be saying in 2 or 3 years.
What's up, y'all?
Real quick, Greg,
Hey.
one thing you said that I disagree. What's up, Nate? Greg, one thing you said that I disagree with 120%. All right. Is you said, well, we wouldn't hear about him stopping guys in the hallway if he was a franchise guy. And I'm going to tell you, wrong, because Carson Wentz was here, and in his first year here, or second year in 2017, all we heard is the Larry Bird, first guy in, last guy to leave. That's all we heard all camp. So I know what you're saying, and I get it. Maybe you don't hear as much of it, but you still hear about the extra stuff guys put in if they are considered your franchise guy and taking number 2 overall, or if you're taking the second round, because obviously as a PR team and a marketing team, right? Big business, you're obviously going to promote that your guy is putting in extra work, no matter where he's selected at, because you want to sell that to the fan base. So I hear you, but I don't, because like we heard the same thing about Carson, and he was projected where he was drafted and everything else to be the guy.
No, that's fair. You're right.
I'm defending this fucking guy tonight.
Hey,
and
more to the point, hey, Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't all peaches and cream for Jalen Hurts at Alabama, right? I mean, didn't he ultimately, despite some of his success, didn't he get beat out by Tua at the time, ended up transferring to Oklahoma, and then leading that program to success, correct?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, the year after.
I mean,
he stuck around. He stuck around, dealt with it, and then he transferred out. Like he did handle it
right.
as a man. I mean, as much as like we didn't like the pick and all the other things around it, he's respected, man. He's respected for a lot of things, and I just truly believe that at this level, if you can play, guys are going to rally around the intangible side of things. I just believe that.
Right. I mean, I think Jalen is the type of guy, and he's going to deal with some adversity, and I think he's the type of guy that knows how to bounce back from it and learn from it. And I think even if we go into this year, and we'll talk about season expectations either tonight or later down the road here, who knows? Maybe we only go 6-11 this year or whatever. But whatever it ends up being, I think it's not going to be a throwaway year. I think Jalen will learn from it. I think he would bounce back from it. He'll get better from it. And I just think he's not a guy that's going to bury his head in the sand and just throw in the towel. And that there's a lot to be said for that.
Well, I think at least for me, my whole, I guess, image of Jalen Hurts is kind of the same as what Daniel Shryock said in the comments. From where we were 2 draft nights ago, a couple of years ago, when we all were shocked and in awe, and we were confused by why Jalen Hurts is even in the city. And then we saw, obviously, some good and some bad and everything in between the last, 3.5 games of last season. It's amazing, at least for me, and everyone still is a little bit different. Greg, the jury's still out for you. You're not really a big fan of the guy, and there's some people that are huge fans of the guy without even really seeing anything. But I think when you look at situations to succeed, and granted, nobody's saying this offense is going to be top 5. Nobody's saying that they have the best wide receivers or the best running backs or the best coach. We don't know. But everything that I would say he had going against him last year. This team did. We look at this offensive line when healthy, and we always say when healthy because that's like the theme, not only for the Eagles, but for this entire city. But when healthy, this offensive line has shown it could be good enough to protect him. The running backs could be good to take pressure off of him. And I think we all believe in Devontae Smith, and we'll see what we get out of the other guys. You know, seems like Jalen Reagor's having a good camp, or at least the last week. It depends on how much you want to buy into practice catches. And then obviously you have the tight ends, to where, to me, I was sitting back, not the only one, but thinking, okay, he's just going to play this year and then they're going to look to get rid of him by any chance they have. And listen, it's the Eagles. So, like, I say, hey, he could be a long-term franchise quarterback. But given what's happened in this city the last 10 years, I don't even know if that exists, because you look at, okay, you had Foles the first time, then you shipped him off for Bradford, then you got rid of him, and then you had Wentz, and then you thought he was going to be here for 15 years, and you get rid of him. So I don't know if, like, long-term quarterback is in their repertoire, just because it seems like they like to get a new guy every other year. But I think given the tools that he has, given the work ethic that he's clearly shown so far, I think he has everything and all the capability to be that guy. And Tom, I'll go back to something you said at the open, and that's at least how I classify it as a long-term franchise quarterback. And that's, do we see the Eagles eventually extending him? And I would say, okay, well, to all of our points, the name of the game is to try and win with either their first or second contract before they get paid mega dollars. We don't see a track record or a chain of events leading to him being a top 3 quarterback in the next couple of years. You know what I'm saying? To where he's not going to command that type of money. So could I see in a couple of years where he gets extended and you have weapons on the offensive defensive side to help? Yeah. And to be honest, to Greg, to your point from earlier, if anyone's not rooting for that, I think they're missing the point here. Like, sure, it would be easier to say, oh, we want them to trade for a guy that's already established. But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, maybe this guy could turn into that guy or something good enough to be that guy with the roster around him. So I'll agree.
Our responses, real quick, right? Our responses on draft night have no basis in our opinions. Like, none of our responses draft night can be held against us, because remember something, there was a franchise quarterback here that they just paid to. So everybody's response was a triggered response on what the fuck are you doing? Not, this kid is horrendous. Like, you know what I mean? It can never play in this league. We had question marks about it, and that's why you're a second round pick, because there's question marks, right? But nobody here like hated the kid, or if we didn't have Carson, and say we had fucking Flacco and we had Jalen Hurts, I think then we rally around Jalen Hurts and we're excited about having Jalen Hurts. Yep. Everybody that was, like Dan said, that was like out on him, it wasn't that we were even out on him, Danny, and I'm speaking for you too, Dan, that you were just out on what the hell are you guys doing? More so than you're out on the kid per se, right? We all have question marks, but you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Ryan agrees. So I agree. Ralphie agrees. Ryan agrees. Noah agrees. Greg disagrees. Frank, go ahead, and then Nate, finish them off.
So for me, first off, shout out to John with hooking me up with the Charles Bassey jersey. It finally came in. John, you are the man. Thank you so much. So now to answer the poll, I also agree to the poll.
Are we taking that one off, or just asking for
the what? What?
I guess he didn't hear you. Say it again.
I didn't hear the first part.
Oh no! I said, are we taking that one off? And
no.
We're keeping that.
It's staying on. It's staying on for the entire show.
I got what you're saying, Tom. I got it.
Okay.
I heard off. I'm like, what are we talking about? But I also agree to the poll. You know, the opportunity for Jalen is probably at the right place at the right time. It's his first full season under a brand new scheme that is kind of working in Jalen's favor right now. There's still some things that needs to be fixed with, especially in the pocket, especially with the deep passes. But he's still some fine tuning. You got the young receiving core in Smith, Rager, Watkins. I mean, you have still a very talented young tight end, Dallas Goedert, a seasoned veteran in Zach Ertz, a third-year running back in Miles Sanders. So you have that young team with the right amount of veterans for him to grow with. And I'm excited on what he's going to do for this full season, his first full season, and I believe he has the chance to be a franchise quarterback.
Should I finish him? Finish it all?
Breaking up, but Nate.
Mm-hmm. Can you guys hear me? We're good?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're loud and clear? Greg, you said no, right? You disagreed, right? I'm with fucking Greg. Fuck that. No. You guys got sucked in by the media hype, right? We getting sucked in by the media hype in the city because we want a winner so bad in this city. Hell no. He's not it. He's not it. What are you guys seeing that makes him it? Practice? Should we do the line? Are we talking about practice? Right? What are we talking about here, man? He hasn't really won anything. He hasn't shown anything. Yes, can he make a great hype video with some sunglasses and a hoop ring? Absolutely. Are we seeing one-handed catches in practice? Absolutely.
We ain't talking about Stephen Beam.
Say that again?
Willie Stephen Beam made a hype video too, Nate. Don't forget about it. Willie Stephen Beam made one, and it was successful.
Yeah, but no, I'm not feeling it. I'm the kid has all the intangibles, right? But in this league, you got to have more than that. There's a lot of guys in this league that bust their ass from sun up to sundown. You got to have talent at the end of the day. And I just don't think he has enough talent to be a franchise quarterback. He's doing all the right things that you need to do. He's doing all the right things in that locker room. He's being a leader. He has an opportunity to take it over, and he's doing what he has to do that, and he's being himself. But at the end of the day, wins and losses, it's about talent. Kid doesn't have enough. There's a reason why he lost his job in Bama.
Yeah, I would say
mental makeup is there, of course.
Oh, is there?
I mean, we love the mental makeup.
We
love diversity.
Well, that guy fucking stinks. I'm just saying that guy stinks. The guy he lost his job for stinks.
Exactly. That's the point. Exactly.
At this level right now.
Right. Exactly. And he looked like the star. Right. He was the star.
I think we've seen Jalen.
Uh-oh.
Frozen.
I feel like Jalen looks better than him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I haven't seen Tua. Like I knew he threw a bad pick in his preseason game, but I haven't seen Tua to even make that decision, right? Like, what have we seen from Jalen that makes him better than Tua outside of practice? Like, that's what we're looking at him throwing on air. He's more athletic, man. What the hell does that mean right now?
Yeah, but who's judging that? Who's judging that? Who's judging the practices though? Like I'm not Elliott Shore Parks and caring about his practice stats.
His
you know
stat
what I mean?
lines.
I'm talking about what I think his possession can be as a
Elliott
worker.
So dumb as shit. Jesus, he says some dumb shit.
I don't watch practice.
God. Yeah, but you guys are agreeing with it, but what are you seeing to agree with it, right? What's making you agree with it outside of the things that we're saying? Of course, like you said before, of course they're going to hype the season up. Of course they're going to hype the players up. They're going to show the great highlights in the plays. That's what you're supposed to do, right? You're going to talk about the inside stuff he's doing. I think what makes it, if he's successful, it's because of Ertz in this offensive line. Ertz coming back was huge. You know what I mean? Like that changes a lot for this offense and for him. But no, I disagree to the poll, man. I've said it from jump. I'm sticking with it. I am not a Jalen Hurts guy. No, sir. The process. Jalen's best game is way better than Tua's. Okay. Like, yeah, he had one great game against the Saints where he lit it up. Okay.
Nate, how would you rank the
four? What was his record? What was his record in those 4 games?
1-4.
They were.
I mean, He played half of the final
Yeah,
game.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
so he went 1-3 those last 4 games.
So what do we hype about? He went 1-3. What do we hype? Like, relax. We're it's always going to be quarterback controversy in the city, and never stop.
I'm not trying to speak for everybody who agreed, but I don't think the people who agree to the poll are basing our entire argument off of those 3.5, 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's based off, and it's sure as hell, at least for me, it's not based off of practice. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about any of that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just based off of, you look at what he had in Oklahoma, you saw what he had in Alabama, you see the weapons he has, you see the offensive line that he has. I just look at that. Can he build off of that? Can he be good enough to get you to his next contract when the name of the game is to try and win based off of the weapons around a quarterback that's not making a lot of money? We're not saying he's going to be here in 15 years. Nobody's saying he's going to be a top 10. It's like, hey, is he going to be here until his next contract? I don't think that's ridiculous. I don't think it's ridiculous to say that.
In year 2, with 4 games under his belt?
It's not about the 4 games, though. It's not about the 4 games.
You guys want to talk about intangibles? Can we talk about intangibles?
You got to remember.
Somebody said talk about intangibles. That's all we talk about when we bring up Jalen Hurts. I'm just going to say this.
We need to talk about your damn Wi-Fi. Where the hell you at?
Everybody says intangibles.
I don't know where you at.
All right, well.
Sorry, Tom. Didn't mean to kick you out.
Oh no. Tom's got like Tory Wi-Fi magic right there.
You know what I mean? But no, I mean, he has all the intangibles, right? He does. He was compared to Russ in the early on. But you talk about those teams, you talk about the Bamas and the Oklahoma. He can't play NFL like that. Mm-hmm. He's not running around like that in the NFL. There's no way. That ain't happening. He'll get hurt. And it's just not successful. Like it's successful in the regular season, but when it comes playoff time, you have to win from the pocket. We all know that. We've said it before many times on this show. It's a copycat league, right? So when you look at the last championship winners, they can kill you from the pocket. And until he can prove and show that, not saying he can't, until he can prove and show that, jury's still out, man, and I'm not a fan.
And you don't think he could turn into a Russell Wilson-ish quarterback?
Yeah, did I say Russell Westbrook before? I might have, but
I think you might have, but
I think I might have, but I mean he can.
No, I don't think he can because I don't think he can throw the ball like Russ. Russ can put a ball on a dime anywhere on the field, anywhere on the thing. I think your closest.
He's a great too, Greg. He's a great. Like we're talking about Russell Wilson.
Oh, I know.
One of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. Like that's a big ask.
Yeah, I think the one guy.
Yeah,
go ahead, Noah.
No, I'm not saying he's going to magically be Russell Wilson this year, but could he be that type of player? Could he? I think this guy could be a top 15 quarterback, and look, when I say playoff winning in the next 2 or 3 years, I mean, keep in mind, there's been a lot of pretty average quarterbacks that have managed to win a few playoff games, and there's been some average quarterbacks that, believe it or not, managed to win a Super Bowl. And if you surround them with a solid defense, with solid line play on the offensive and defensive lines, you have a decent running game and competent receivers who can catch the damn ball. Well, then you know what? You got a football team, and you don't need Jalen to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. You just need him to orchestrate the offense. Well,
this is what happened with Russ. Russ was surrounded with great things. Russ was surrounded with a top defense in the National Football League. Russ was surrounded with one of the top 5 running back in the National Football League.
And not even a top in the league, top history. That defense was a top 5 in history.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let's not.
And he was a 3rd round pick, and they had money to spend, so they could build a team around him.
Yes, and the big thing is he grew into a franchise guy that could that could carry you. Right, he grew into that. But the one thing about intangibles, I know Keith said, and I kept breaking up. For some reason, 5G is better than Wi-Fi. I mean, wake the fuck up. But I don't even know how that's possible. But regardless, so the thing is about intangibles, I'm not comparing him to the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen in Tom Brady. All I'm going to tell people is, don't tell me intangibles don't matter. You can't tell me that leadership and guys believing in you can equal wins. And what comes with wins, it comes with a lot of things. It comes with confidence, right? And when confidence comes, you get a little bit more out of yourself than maybe you thought you even had. So the fact of the matter is like, I don't know what this guy is going to be, but I don't care about what he's going to do in the preseason. I look at him when I watched him the other night. Do you look comfortable sitting in the pocket? And his first play, he did one look and ran out the pocket. And then he had another couple passes that he sat inside the pocket and looked comfortable. That's all I care about. That speed's different. Everything's different in the preseason. But can you look comfortable going through your reads? And very, very small sample size. I was like, okay, I can take this out of this. I don't care what he's doing on 7-on-7 drills. I don't give a rat's ass. But I do think that if you are a great leader and a great leader of men, and you have a skill set that we know automatically translates to the National Football League, and that's being able to make plays that aren't there. Man, can you get better at the other things?
But Tom, to that point, right, that natural comparison is to Lamar, right? And I don't think he's the thrower Lamar is, right? And we see Lamar, especially in the playoffs, struggle drastically. Mm-hmm. And Lamar hasn't been hurt yet. Right. And I'm like, so I yes. Do we wish, again, as fans, that he could turn into Russ? I think the better comparison is Lamar. And that's not even fair to him because Lamar is just, I think, such a better athlete than Jalen. But we see Lamar struggle on a week in to week out basis in the regular season and especially the playoffs. So, that's the more natural comparison. And we still see struggles from that.
Well, I don't think it's fair to say. I mean, I think you can compare him and Russ a lot in a way, in terms of like Russ has a bigger arm. I get you, but in terms of being a great pocket passer, like that wasn't his thing when he came into the league. Like I didn't look at Russell Wilson as a good pocket passer, and still to this day, I don't think he's the greatest of going through his reads and trusting his reads. He still isn't. So I hear you, but can you tell me that Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball better and more accurate, which isn't saying a lot, than Lamar Jackson?
Hell no.
Even right now?
No.
I don't think so.
I disagree.
No, sir. No, sir.
I disagree.
You talking about that? You better put some respect on that MVP's name. Come on now. Come on, man.
He ran around.
He ran around and he threw that chicken. He threw that chicken. Come on. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
he's basing it off practice in 4 games. Let's in the preseason. Come on. No. There's no way. He's not even in the same sentence as Lamar. None. Not even close.
So Lamar's a good pocket passer is what you're telling me.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I just said Hurts is not a better pocket passer than Lamar. He's not. Lamar's been in the league 2-3 years. Well, 3 years, right? This is 3 or 4. No, this is 3.
Going on to his 4th.
He's going on to his 4th. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He's grown a lot
What's
since
he got better at?
He's the MVP of the league, Tom. You think he made the MVP just for winning 1,000 yards rushing?
He runs and then fails in the playoffs. That's what Lamar does.
Had a lot to do with it, Nate. Running around.
It did. But he also threw for like 3,500 yards too. He didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Lamar. I don't like Lamar. I don't think he's. I just don't think he'll ever win.
I don't want to take anything. I don't like the motherfucker though.
Like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to compare them to all these guys, right? Because like they're all different in their own ways.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're right though. Russell is the natural comparison.
Is it fair to call him like a more mobile Prescott in a way?
No.
Pretty smaller. That's the problem.
No.
Like Dak's so big, right? Like Dak's so big. Like he can't take hits. Obviously, he's got a shoulder problem again. But at the end of the day, though, like Dak's so big and strong. It's like that's a tough one. And Dak does have a big arm. Well,
yeah, I was about to say Dak can sling it, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like I just can't buy into the Lamar Jackson comparison. I just think that's not polar opposite because they both run around. But those two, I don't buy into that one. I don't. But it's
because
tough.
Lamar's so
Nobody's
electric.
Lamar.
Yeah, nobody's Lamar. Right?
No, Lamar is Vic. Lamar Jackson is Vic, so I can't say like Jalen Hurts is Vic.
He's
You know
Vic
what I'm
with a
saying?
better arm.
He has a stronger arm.
I don't know if he has a strong arm, but I think he has a
sure.
more accurate arm. Vic was
How good
I don't know. Michael Vick had an arm.
He had a cannon,
Are we
bro.
talking
And
about
he-
Vic and Jackson? Or are we talking about Hurts and Jackson? Who we
Vic
talking
and
about?
Jackson,
Hurts
Vic and
Jackson?
Lamar. We're talking about Vic and Lamar. I don't think he has.
No,
I
Vic-
think he's more
if-
accurate than Vic, but I don't think he had a bigger arm than Vic. Like Vic could throw it like
No.
just with a flick for like 80 yards. It was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy. You were in the
Yeah,
play
Michael Vick had a cannon.
the old school waggle that he threw the Deshaun.
To Deshaun, yeah.
Yeah, from like
On open,
the
Monday
5
night.
yard line.
I-
Jesus.
I gotta ask you guys though, because and everybody said it, right? And we really won't know until we see a full season from him. But when everyone talks about the biggest criticism of Jalen, it's always arm strength, arm strength, arm strength. I don't understand that. If anything, to me, I think the biggest criticism is accuracy. I'd never seen him, and I've never thought, oh, he throws a dead ball. We've seen him, I'm not saying in the preseason, but we've seen it. We've seen it last year. We've seen him throw down the field. So, like, I've never looked at the guy and thought, oh, he doesn't have a strong arm.
Well, it's that play that Rager dropped in game one, right? I mean, again, I'm not going to kill him, but it's that opposite sideline throw that just never got there or didn't get there with enough pace, right? And I still think Rager should have caught it, but it's the fact that it was down low and it wasn't in a catchable zone. That's that throw. It's that opposite hash mark across the field and being on time, right? And because I think there's a lot of guys.
17 Carson, Greg.
Yes. I think a lot of guys can make up for that with timing, right? You can make up with a lack of power and a lack of zip in your arm with being on time. But I think that's that type of throw. And again, not killing him on game one, but that throw there is the example of the arm strength and or lack thereof, just in a small sample size.
But going to that, Greg, too, it's not like it's nothing new. You know what I mean? Like, oh, his arm is starting to weak. It's always been like that. If you flip on Alabama highlights, it's been like that. Even when he went to Oklahoma, it's been like that. And that was one of his biggest knots coming into the draft is the accuracy and the arm strength a little bit.
Yeah,
Greg, no, there's no question.
I agree with you. He's not going to get away with it. He's not going to get away without being on time. Couldn't make up for it with arm strength. He's not going to be like that because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have a rocket. I'm not going to say he has a bad arm or a terrible arm, but he doesn't have the cannon to be able to get away with mistakes per se. So I don't even want to say that he's not accurate. He doesn't have, like you said, he doesn't have that the hash mark throw, right? On that deep out. Like that throw's got to be on time or that's pick sixes all day.
Correct.
He doesn't have he doesn't have the Rodgers zip that some guy like some of these guys have or even Russ has. He doesn't have that where he can make up for being late on throws. So if he can, like you said, Greg, pace and be on time, then he might be more accurate than we think he is.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's just accuracy comes with timing. So that comes with reading defenses and going through your progressions on time and quickly.
Do you guys believe, like, as far as like this entire team, right? Do you think Hurts needs to be great in order for them to compete for the division, or do you think they can get by with him being? I feel like game manager is overused, but in a way, a game manager and just using the weapons around him while also relying on a defense that was pretty good last year and by all accounts has improved.
Like, the latter.
I think he's that.
Yeah, do you think that he needs to carry us this year?
No, I don't think he needs to carry us.
Okay, I agree.
Ryan, here's what he needs to do. He needs to not turn the football over and just orchestrate the offense and let the weapons around you do the work. As long as our offensive line plays solid and keeps him upright, and gives him plenty of time to go through his reads, he's going to be just fine.
And it's not like he's running out there on the offense side of the ball with slop, too. You know, he actually has some weapons there. So
yeah, he's got
a lot of
receivers
weapons
that can catch. He's got a healthy O-line that doesn't consist of a number 71 committing false starts every single play.
And I just want to add, and people are going to hate this. I don't mean to cut you off, Frank. It's just in my head right now. And then Ryan, you can make sure you record this one. Joe Flacco will start by Game 6.
Oh my God,
Joe Flacco will start.
Jesus.
I'm telling you right now.
Why? Is Jalen getting hurt or is he getting benched?
Nah.
Did Hurts retire? Is he retiring?
I think he gets benched. I'm telling you right now.
Not a chance.
1-4. 1-5 maybe.
Yeah, but then wouldn't you want to just let him ride that out? Because at the end of the day, there's no Super Bowl window right now for us, right?
Hey, man,
I mean, 3 months ago, we were saying this might be a 4 or 5 win team again this year, right? So if we are 1-4 or 1-5 by week 6 or 7, right? Just let them rock,
guys. I don't care if we're 1-13. Jalen Hurts better play, if healthy, all 17 games.
We had the worst.
Find out what this kid is.
I'm sorry. I probably just lost a couple followers, a couple friends. They're like, Nate, what the hell's Nate going on? I'm just telling you. I'm just, you know what I mean? That's what I do. I throw things out there and see what sticks. I'm telling you, Joe Flacco starting by game. Yo, you know Howie, you know Lori. They got the puppet master strings. Trust me. They're pulling the trigger on
Nate.
Joe.
Nate, I don't know if Joe Flacco sent you a care package or something, but we literally had the worst quarterback in the league last year, and he didn't get benched until week 15, 14.
Yeah,
13?
14. Yeah,
we had literally the worst quarterback in the league, and he didn't get benched until almost the end of the season. I don't think, unless Jalen Hurts pulls Avonte Davis and retires at halftime, or he gets hurt, I don't think we're going to see Joe Flacco this season.
I hope not.
I hope to God for my sanity, because guess who won't be watching?
Okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, there's a chance you could see. I mean, if he throws 4 picks in a game, if he throws 4 picks a game, and right? I mean, I'm just telling you, you know what I mean. If Jalen throws 4 picks in a game, you could see Flacco. If the offense isn't moving and it's a couple weeks, I'm just saying, a couple weeks of a lot of turnovers, that could be a situation where maybe he comes down for a week and then goes back in. And goes back in. But
just like you had said.
I don't see him being benched. I don't see him being benched for an entire year. But I could see him being put down for a game if he's really struggling. Yeah, I mean, that's the National Football League. So they also don't owe him the money they owed Carson at the time. And there's too much quarterback controversy around Carson to bench him, and that's why that waited so long. But to the initial question, I think he needs to be average. I think he needs to be average for this team to be able to win this division. Maybe a little bit above it. I just think this division's weak. So I don't think he has to be great to win this division. To win a playoff game, he's got to be damn good. He's going to be real good if we want to talk about that.
Just like you had says, Ralph.
Congratulations, Joe.
Real talk. Real fucking talk. I'm just saying, if the offense looks stagnant, he ain't Sirianni's guy. He inherited him. He don't got no ties to that man. I'm just telling you. If they start out slow out the gates, he's running around back and forth trying to make plays, turning the ball over. Offense looks shitty. Let's go, Joe. Joe.
So I got a question for you guys, and it kind of ties into the poll question, right? And we know, take out Brady because he's obviously the anomaly, right? But we know that these franchise quarterbacks that get these huge deals traditionally don't win, right? And they don't win Super Bowls for the most part. There's obviously Brady and Brady, but even Brady's not really always the highest paid guy. Right? Brady always took less because Giselle was the moneymaker in the house. He didn't have to break the bank. But could you see a scenario where regardless,
Stay home, Dad.
that we just move on from them and just continue to roll through potentially young guys on cheap contracts and just until we find that lightning in a bottle to win us something again in a sense of, hey, like we did with Carson, right? Carson won it in his or was a part of helping us win it in that his third year, and then we paid it.
So a quarterback factory, Greg?
I'm not saying that. I didn't use those words.
That kind of sounds like a quarterback.
No,
factory.
I know you didn't. I'm using the words. Using them. It's a quarterback factory. What you're saying?
But
well,
yes.
if he's below average this year, they are drafting a quarterback next year. So like it's as simple as that. I mean, this isn't like I agree to the poll, like obviously. So I'm just saying if things don't go the way we hope for them to go, then they're going to be right back in that QB pool next year.
Yeah.
Next year because all the capital they have. So
yeah,
and
my
really
thought
17 games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree because my thought is instead of going out and trading for Watson or Wilson or Rodgers after this year, where they're coming in with high, dollars behind them, do you just go draft the next guy and see if you can catch lightning in a bottle with a Sam Howell or Spencer Rattler, right, or something like that, and see how those guys.
Guy is not named Keaton Slovis, I'm fine. But I don't know about this quarterback class yet. I mean, the fact that we're talking about quarterbacks right now and with Jalen Hurts' first season, it's completely mind-blowing.
It's the Eagles, Frank.
I know it's the Eagles.
And he's not it. That's why, Frank. He's not the guy. That's why we can say this.
But what happens if we invest in a Sam Howell or a Keaton Slovis or a Spencer Rattler and they're not it? We're going to do it again? Are we going to wait till Arch Manning in 2026?
Yes.
Come on.
Might as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
his last name
the
is Manning. I'll take it.
Yeah.
His last name is fucking Manning. I'll take that. Shit.
It's funny, too, because, like, the whole point, like, the main topic of the show was, like, bold prediction. So, Nate, your Joe Flacco prediction, I'm guessing, is your bold prediction.
Yeah, you can lock it in.
So
we're putting money on it.
So Tom, if I came to you and I said, okay, what's your biggest bold prediction that you also believe in for the Eagles season? What would you lead off with?
Oh, I'll lead off they're winning this division. That's all I'll lead off with. And that's just bold because what Vegas has them at, all right, 6.5.
Yeah.
Right. That tells you they have no faith in them winning this division. We thought this roster 3 months ago wasn't going to be any good. You fast forward to now, and you look at this roster and you say, okay, this is competitive. Like, this is a competitive football team. It's a competitive group, right? This defense is better than people think they are. They really are. This offense has the potential to be very explosive. So, I think when nobody's counting you in, we talked about before, a lot of one-year deals, a lot of prove-it stuff. I don't know. I think they win this division because nobody's talking about them having any shot in this division. It's always either Washington, Dallas, or the Giants. We don't even get talked about in that conversation. Rightfully so. But I just think this roster is better than people think it is. So my bold prediction is not only do they win this division, they win a playoff game.
Woo!
Ralphie, we'll go around the horn. We'll just keep circling. Ralphie, what's your first?
Miles Sanders has over 1,200 rushing yards this year.
Woo. So you're going with John here. Miles Sanders
so.
rushes for 1,200.
He's got 17 games to do it.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's low.
That's what I'm saying. I hope so. He's got 17 games. Come on, Ralphie. Be bold, brother. Go 2,000. Something, right?
I don't know. That's pretty bold because I don't have a lot of faith in Sanders. We didn't have this conversation too about that, man. So
I would agree with that one, Nate. I'll be on your side for that one.
I'm surprised they let go of Johnson. Was it yesterday?
He's hurt, but he's still technically on the team. He's on the IR now.
Oh, I thought they
he cleared waivers, Nate.
Yeah.
No, they did, and he cleared waivers, so he comes back and goes on our IR because nobody picked him up. But I think they like Jordan Howard, honestly. I think
Jordan Howard's been having.
Howard and they like Gainwell.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He did play well for us.
Scott,
he did.
Obviously. 26 years old, which is crazy.
I'll go on the defensive side. So we always talk about, like, I know every year, even though we sucked last year, we were talking about like the MVP of the team on each side of the football. like who was the best defensive player and who was the best offensive player. I think the most valuable player for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2021 will be Javon Hargrave. He obviously had the pec injury.
I don't know if that's that bold, though. I don't know if that's that bold.
I'll tell you why I would say it's bold-ish. It's because when you look at the line, everyone talks about Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham just because those are the two guys that have had big years. And obviously Fletcher Cox, even though we don't believe in it, he's that guy that always liked to be compared to Aaron Donald. Not Aaron Donald, but like a step below that type thing. I feel like people kind of forgot about Hargrave because of the slow start he had and obviously injury. He had a really good second half of the year. And I don't know. I just think that he's kind of the guy that's not overshadowed because, I mean, you look at the entire defensive line, there's a lot of big names. But I think when you go into a year, people are going, oh, what's Fletcher Cox going to do? What's Brandon Graham going to do? Nobody is really talking about Javon Hargrave other than he's having a good camp right now. So I would say he's the most valuable piece of the entire team, offense and defense. And before I looked throughout his entire career, his season total in sacks as far as a height was, I believe, 6.5. I'll say he has 8.5 sacks this year.
I mean, as he should. He's getting paid a lot of money. Getting paid a lot of money. So, yeah, I hear you. I think he has a really good year. I think he had a really good, I don't even want to say second half last year. He had a good 5 games to finish off, 5-6 games, right? Then he started to play, like living up to that contract. And I think, Ryan, what happened, to your point, is he got comfortable in the 4-3. I mean, it was a big adjustment coming from a 3-4 to a 4-3 for him. It took him a little time. Plus, he dealt with injuries. I mean, I love it because if Javon Hargrave plays up to his money, then you expect this defense to be even better than maybe we think they're going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's fucking go. Let's eat.
Noah, your bold prediction, sir?
We're giving one at a time, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. I'll roll out number 1 here. Here you go. And I don't think it's that bold. I think Devontae Smith has more receiving yards in his rookie year this year than Justin Jefferson did last year.
What did Jefferson have?
Yeah, like 1,300 something.
Ooh, 1 second. Ooh. I like that though. Let me see. Justin Jefferson, he had 1,400 on the nose.
I think Smith has a huge year, and I really think he's going to be a difference maker, and I really think he's going to help Jalen a lot.
So in consecutive years, you're going to have 2 guys break the NFL rookie receiving record?
Yep.
Hey.
If Joe Flacco,
you asked for gold, right?
Yeah. Is Joe Flacco throwing him the football?
Joe Flacco throwing the rock.
Offensive league, I guess, right, Greg?
Wow. I mean,
I'll take
it.
Well,
all right.
It's funny because, like, for him to eclipse 1,000 yards, which has never been done before by an Eagles rookie receiver, if I'm correct, I believe I'm correct with that. Deshaun Jackson has the franchise rookie receiving record at 912. So for him just to go over 1,000, he would need to average just over 58 yards a game in a 17-game season. So that's just to get over 1,000.
Yeah, you're right. Deshaun's record is 912.
Okay,
he'll break that. I think he'll. Break
he
that.
shatters that. He shatters.
Yeah, I think he breaks that.
So to Noah's point, he only needs 401 more.
Yeah,
but if he's Deshaun-like.
Go get him, Devontae.
I don't know if he has that explosive speed that Deshaun is, but he has that same slim body, and his route running is already, getting notoriety. So it wouldn't surprise me if he gets 1,200 yards. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's already better than Deshaun's. He's always
for sure. That's what I'm. Yeah,
he's going to have games. He's going to have games where he goes for $150. He's going to have He's probably going to have a couple of those.
Yeah, he may have 3. He may have 300 yards against the Jets.
Yeah, I think I forget where I saw on
Wishful
Twitter, but
thinking.
somebody said he left somebody's ankle on the field, and the doctor had to come and get his ankles. Like it was just terrible. Like how bad. Like Hurts didn't throw it to me through the Hurts in the back in the end zone, but they said they were watching
Bad
Smith
read.
on the route, and he
Not
just
a good sign.
like
I'm out.
It's not a good
I'm out,
sign.
mate. I'm out.
Not a good sign,
I
Nate.
disagree with the fucking poll.
Sounds like Carson already.
Oh,
Yes,
boy.
I'm wide open guy.
he left the guy's ankles on the field, and the doctor went and got it. So I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me if he flirts with it. 1,400 is a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me if he flirts with 1,200.
Whoa, here's a bold one from TTP. He says Quez is going to have more yards than Devontae.
And that was my bold prediction. So thank you, TTP. My bold prediction was Quez Watkins, not Devontae Smith, not Jalen Reagor, will lead all wide receivers in yards. I think, man, after seeing that perfectly executed screen pass during the preseason, I have
From Joe
fucking okay right now.
Flacco. From Joe Flacco.
From Joe.
that Joe.
Frank, what the fuck are we doing right now? What are we doing?
I'm not saying Joe
Well,
Flacco's
receiver.
praises.
No, I'm not talking about Joe. I don't give a shit about Joe. I'm talking about Quez Watkins. You and TTP. What are you guys on right now? Quez Watkins is going to have more receiving yards than the guy we just drafted, 10th overall. So what you're all telling me is we're missing another first-round wide receiver? Another? Because if Quez Watkins 500 yards beats out this guy, we got fucking problems. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Tell him how you feel, Frank. Stick with it. Don't let that yelling get you scared. Tell him.
Frank,
Tell me he's going to have 1,200, Frank. Tell me he's going to have 1,200 or something crazy, please.
Yeah, how many yards?
Please.
How many yards for Quez? How many yards for Quez?
How many yards for Quez?
Yeah. 1,500?
Oh, not that high. No.
It was a joke.
No, absolutely not.
Are we
Not that
talking about
crazy.
breaking the
Jeez.
Sean?
Do you think
I
Quez will
think he
break
gets
the
close. He
I
can get close.
don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna get close to Deshaun's, but I think. I mean, I'm taking a look at looking at the rookie records. I mean, I could see him break about 700.
Then what happened to Devontae?
Wow, is Devontae hurt then?
Did he retire? Did he pull
No.
a Hurts? Is he Avonte Davis also?
Is he hurt?
I just think I think the wealth is going to be spread out. Spread out the wealth.
Spread what? He's a 6th round pick. I don't want I don't spread what? This isn't Carson.
I know it's not Carson.
I'll tell you what. I think Quez is going to have 500 yards receiving this year. I will say that.
Yeah, he'll be
Anybody
a
with
good
me on that?
receiver.
500?
He'll be a good receiver for.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him, Noah. I'm rooting for him.
I'm 6th round pick, 500 yards, maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns. It's a good year. It's a good year for that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a good year for that guy.
I'll take it.
Doesn't bode well for your number one pick, though.
I mean, when you think about this,
No,
offense,
I
though,
mean,
man,
I
got a lot
really
of
think
weapons, man.
Devontae is gonna have 1,500 yards receiving. I think Quez will get 500. Dallas Goddard, 800 or so.
Like
Hurts
that's the
chips
thing.
in.
Like we all know
Hurts
what.
chips in 600.
Goddard and Ertz probably lead the team just because Jalen
Well,
loves the middle of the field.
Exactly.
Like nobody. I mean, maybe because I know Tom was always like not against Quez, but he didn't love like the instant love for Quez last year. But nobody's saying Quez sucks. Okay, so like Sanate says, "Oh well, Quez can play." Nobody's saying he can't play. But we have 2 first-round picks
Right.
over the last 2 years that we would like to hope does a little bit better than 6th-round pick Quez Watkins. Because they're 2 first-round picks. One of them we took at 10. Like we hope like maybe let's put Quez like 3rd, right? Like in his little box. Like have like 3rd best. Like if we're talking about Quez beating out not only Reagor, but Devontae.
That's not bold.
What, beating out Reagor?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. It's funny, Greg, because like I thought of that, like, oh, maybe I'll say that Quez is going to be what Reagor should have been, but I'm like, hey, I don't know if that's that bold too. You know what I'm saying? Like That's more of like I think Rager sucks than I think Quez is good.
I was going to say, I think Rager is going to be more like Nelson Aguilar-ish. I mean, I think he's going to be inconsistent at best. And to be honest, I think there's going to be more weeks than not where you're going to be saying, where the hell was he? Did he even play today?
Tommy, you buying into that, Tommy?
I'm not buying into
I'm talking about Jalen Rager here.
I'm still talking about. I can't believe Quez Watkins is getting like getting the Deshaun Watson blowjobs. I mean, what is going on right now? I mean, he's got a skill set of being explosive. I mean, let me see him run in-game routes and take a slant and get open. I haven't seen him do that yet. I've seen him catch screen passes and take it to the house. Great skill set. Love to have explosiveness. But can we calm down and act like we got fucking Tyreek Hill's cousin out of here? I mean, we drafted a guy who's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame when it's all said and done in Devontae Smith, and we're forgetting who we drafted. I feel like we all forgot who we drafted. I'm not saying all here, just in general. Like, that guy's going to lead this team in receiving yards. Like, this is what he's brought here to do. If he doesn't, then we miss another pick. Because if we had Jamar Chase, everybody would be saying, "Oh, Jamar Chase is going to lead our team in yards," right?
I think with 1 and 2, I think Watkins slightly edges out Smith. I think Smith is going to have a typical rookie season. I don't think he's going to have Justin Jefferson-like numbers, but I think he'll have a reasonable your typical rookie season, and I just don't see over 1,000 yards for Smith yet.
No, Frank, we got that, but you said that you don't see over 700, which is literally half of Jefferson.
Right,
that's literally half. So you don't see him being half the player that Jefferson was in his rookie year.
Don't be timid, Frank. Tell him how you feel.
Yeah, that was a question. I'm asking.
Whatever.
Who's that hate Hurts?
Damn it, Frank.
Hold on, Frank. While you're thinking, Tom sounds like a hater. You hate Hurts now, Watkins. I never said I agreed to the poll about Hurts. So I don't know where the hate train comes in. And who says I hate Quez Watkins? Like, I'm just not overdoing it. Jesus Christ, I got 2 first-round wide receivers here.
He's a 6th-round pick from
That's
Southern
because you
Miss.
said fuck him, Tom. That's what you said. That's why they said, hey, you don't like him. You said, who gives a fuck?
He gets a screen pass. He'll catch 3 screen passes this year. He'll probably take them all 80 to the house. And I need to see him run the rest of the air quote route tree.
I feel like
him to be like an 800-yard guy.
Like, I feel like we've seen Quez Watkins on the field for like literally 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we have the one play last year when like the season was over. And it's like, oh, is that Rager running fast? Oh no, that's the 6th rounder.
Yeah, the 6th rounder. And then you had John Hightower making plays more than
he's not making the team
than Jalen Rager and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. The 2nd rounder, that somehow is still on this team.
So Frank, put it in ink. How many yards will Quez have, and how many yards will Devontae have?
I'm gonna go Quez for. I'm gonna go Quez Watkins for 700 and Devontae Smith about 650. It's gonna be close. It's going to be close. I feel like the rookies
this year.
And Rager. And what's Rager got?
Smith was going to have 650 yards.
As I said, it's going to be close. It's going to be down to Smith and Watkins for 1 and 2 in receiving yards, and I just think Watkins might edge him out.
Frank, with all due respect,
go ahead, say it, Noah. I'm waiting for it.
Frank, with all due respect, you are a very insightful, knowledgeable young man. But whatever you are drinking tonight, I would love you to send me a 6-pack of it. I'm sorry. Look, I think Quez is going to have a decent year. I said he'll get 500 yards. But there's no way on earth, unless, God forbid, Devontae gets hurt. Jesus Christ, I feel like I better knock on wood. There's no way that Quez Watkins gets more receiving yards than Devontae Smith.
No, let me one up you. Let me one up you while we're here. Let me one up you. Let me just enjoy your parade right now and hop on the wagon. Right? I'll one up you. If they're both healthy the same amount of games, and Quez Watkins has more receiving yards than Devontae Smith, I won't do a show at all next football season. I will literally retire for a whole fucking football season if Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins are both healthy for the same amount of games, but Quez has more receiving yards. Because then my eyes have lied to me forever. Then that's what and I got to do what's best for everybody else and just step away for a little bit. Because I have no clue, or I got to go jerk off and watch some film. One of the two I got to do because I just don't have a clue anymore.
Jesus.
Hence why I didn't do this show inside like you guys asked. The jerk off, the F-bomb, yeah. Rated R, not suitable for Cass. Or in-laws.
Oh, he don't know what he's listening to yet.
Hawk 215 to 5 hours super chat. Just want to get to it real quick.
Thank you, Hawk.
Let's keep it real. Who do you guys think will have the best career out of all the young wide receivers in the NFC East? I just said my guy, and I'm sticking with
Smith.
So, who do you guys think?
Smith.
You got some players.
McLaurin. Terry McLaurin.
I'm gonna go CD.
The best career?
Best careers?
Best career?
Or the best year?
You said career.
Yeah. Career and
Hey,
year.
you said career.
I'll say
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I'll say for both year and career, I'll go McLaurin.
Yeah, I'm not as high on him, but I am a Smith, but I get it. If he has a better career than Devontae Smith, then we missed again.
Who's on the Giants? Who's the one receiver on the Giants?
Slayton.
Kenny Galladay.
And Galladay.
Galladay.
And Kadarius Toney.
He'll be there for a couple of years. He ain't gonna last forever over there.
Don't worry.
Too bad.
Joe Judge is running that. Joe Judge is coaching the Giants like he would coach Lansdale Catholic. That team is going to turn on him in a hurry.
I think they already did, Noah. The three guys retired.
After wind sprints, they're like, we're fucking out of here. I think it's Devontae and CD, and then you can go on from there, however you guys want to like slice it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wasn't as big on CD as I was on Judy, obviously, but CD can play, so and he's in a good situation too, with a lot of talent. No, Johnny, appreciate the super chat. I couldn't stay away, and he says, "Nice jersey, Frank." He thanked you at the beginning for it, Johnny. He thanked you at the beginning for the big send. Big send.
So, Greg, we skipped you when we went on the Quez thing. What's your first bold prediction for the Eagles season?
Eagles trade for Deshaun Watson at the trade deadline.
Well,
I fucking like it.
Masseuse to come with him.
Frank, you're off the hook, man. Frank, you are off the hook.
And a masseuse to be named later. Too soon? All right.
No, not too soon.
She'll be named in a future fucking lawsuit.
Yeah, well, they're all backing out if you didn't know. Now they don't want to. When the FBI gets involved, stories start getting recanted real fast, it seems like. So, you gotta when we attacked them before about the allegations, you also gotta be fair and say, well, man, this is looking bad for all the parties at suit right now. Like, maybe
what? So I guess when the FBI got involved, those were willing hand jobs, I guess.
Yeah, one girl said she she couldn't. I'm quoting. I'm quoting because I don't have it in front of me. But she was like, "I've never acted like that before. It was so unprofessional out of me. Like that's what it's becoming now. It seems like. So that's just two of the women. It's not every one of them. So I don't want to speak for the other ones that still have stuff going on. But once the FBI got involved, it seemed it's looking better in terms of maybe him not being the massage therapist serial rapist as we look to be. So we gotta let it still play out. But
I think Watson should just go to the Patriots. He can just hold the clipboard and hit up the massage parlors with Bob Kraft.
Hold your clipboard and I'll hold your thing, Robbie. Let's go enjoy ourselves. Okay. I didn't want to go into the Sean Watson rant, but the Greg's point though is he may be playing, so it may not be as far fetched as it sounds.
Tom, what's your next one? Bold. John Hightower breakout season?
I'll get the run. Fuck him too. The run, booby run. I almost.
Oh dear. T-shirt? You got a T-shirt, Tom?
I don't have it. I don't have a T-shirt.
No.
Oh. Frank, you got another bold prediction?
I was waiting for Tom to give his bold prediction, but
he's thinking.
Yeah.
Come on, I need some good news. Tell me the Birds are going to win 13 games this year or something.
No, I already think my first bold prediction was they were going to their win division and win a playoff game. I mean, it's a pretty aggressive start.
Yeah, shit, I'll say.
But I'm being
when I said Jalen would be a playoff winning quarterback, I didn't exactly mean this year, but hey, I'll take it.
Well, this next one you guys might not like, but I think it's a running back by committee here, and I think it happens real fast. I think everybody thinks this guy is a feature back and can handle 25 carries a game are freaking outlandish because he's going to put the ball on the turf at least twice. He's going to drop passes like he's already started to do in practice. So if you can't catch in practice, how the hell are you going to catch in the game? All right, and I just think that everything Deuce did to him last year was real talk, man. Held this dude accountable for being a little softy and not putting his foot in the damn ground. And I just don't think he's as good as people think want to make him out to be. I think by the end of this year, you're seeing more of Jordan Howard and Gainwell. That's an indictment on Miles Sanders. So don't think I'm telling you these two are lighting the world on fire. I'm just telling you you're not putting the football on the ground. And if you put the football on the ground, you lose snaps. So I'm hoping that my negativity turns into something good for the guy and for us. But I think we were way too high on this guy thinking he's freaking Saquon Barkley, and he had one. He's explosive. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a flat out, can take it to the house at any time. Doesn't mean you're an every down back. You see Jordan Howard's block the other night? Motherfuckers tell me in practice, and it's a scrimmage. He took a dude out. Welcome to the NFL. Welcome to the NFL, Rook. So that dude's playing a lot of third down snaps and passing situations because of those blocking skills that Greg knows Miles still hasn't gotten better at, even at this point of his NFL career.
Tom, I'll piggyback right off of that, Tom. And I thought I was going to be the only one who even went anywhere close to this. But I think, obviously, if he stays healthy, I think the running back situation is going to look more like it did in the first half of Sanders' rookie year, which was led and started with Jordan Howard being the featured back. We'll still see Boston Scott, Gainwell, Sanders. I'm not saying that it's going to be a bell cow running back situation with Jordan friggin' Howard. No. But I think Jordan Howard, he talked a lot about how all last year he was still kind of suffering from that stinger that he had in week 7 when he was with us the first time. He wasn't able to work out or anything like that. I truly believe that I don't want to say he's going to replicate what he was, in the early parts of the 2019 year because he was really freaking good. But I think he's going to be a lot more featured than people expect.
what's crazy to both of you guys' points, he's only 26 years old.
And you remember where he was, the type of guy he was in Chicago? Like
he's only 26 years old, so it's not so far-fetched. I think where it becomes potentially, how many running backs do we keep? Are we really keeping 4 running backs? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And dressing them all on game day, right? That's where I think where the rotation comes into play. I don't disagree with either of what you guys have said. It's just how many guys are you or how many guys are you keeping, and then how many are you dressing?
4 and 3. Right?
And who do you think they would not dress, Tom? Because I'm right there with you. I think Gainwell, exactly, yes. And that's not an indictment of him. So everyone in the chat being like, "Oh, you think Gainwell stinks?" No, he's a freaking rookie in a crowded running back. Like you don't need to throw him in and give him 1,000 freaking touches in year 1. That's not necessary. Boston Scott they like using for punt returns and third down. Obviously, Jordan Howard brings something that neither one of them can, and Miles Sanders is the guy that's going to have the biggest upside.
I almost tend to think it's Boston.
Jordan Howard brings you the ability to run through the tackles, which Miles has not done great at. Like I'm not a Miles hater. I love when you're critical of a guy, you're automatically like a hater of him. And A, B, C, and D. But the reason he wasn't used often last year was, one, he had a lingering hamstring issue. How fast we forget, and he put the ball on the fucking turf.
And because we were behind in so many games, we had to throw the ball on every fucking down in the second half anyway.
Don't give Doug that out. Don't give Doug that out. He wasn't running the ball anyway.
Why, Greg?
Damn it!
Why?
Damn it!
Why?
Damn it!
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're not wrong. I'm just saying he wasn't running the ball anyway, regardless of the score.
The owner made him quit football. The owner made him quit football. He's like, don't ever run the ball. I know you guys won tonight. It was impressive, but don't you ever run the ball like that again. Like what?
Super Bowls aren't worth it running the ball. Yeah. Super Bowls aren't worth running the ball. Nope, I don't want it.
Ralphie, what's yours?
Finally, for the first time in 15 years, the linebackers will actually have a pulse this year.
Pretty standard.
Ruben Foster. Ruben Foster. The good old days, Ralphie. Cheers to draft night back then.
Yeah.
Noah, your number second. Your second one,
Ralph. I like that, Ralph. I do.
Right.
I think they're going to be better.
So my first one was Devontae Smith breaking Jefferson's rookie receiving record.
Yeah, we remember.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No. I barely remember. That's the problem. I think I need to go back to the fridge and grab me a beer.
Jesus.
Well, give your next one, then go.
They say, Mr. Eagle.
All right. Number 2. Man.
Did he fall asleep?
No, he's here.
I'm contemplating.
Yeah,
I'm awake. I'm awake tonight, buddy.
Yeah.
You think he fell asleep?
I may be asleep tomorrow at work, but I'm awake tonight.
No, no. When I get ready, I'm just going to tell you right now. I've been working on a great Noah impression.
Hey.
Outstanding. I'd love to hear it.
I've been practicing past COVID, so got that rasp in that voice from the cough.
All right, Dubes, leading off for the triple.
All right. Bold prediction number 2. I can't believe I'm saying this. Nick Sirianni wins NFL Coach of the Year.
Holy smokes.
Greg just went 6 at midnight. Greg just went 6 at midnight. Dude's like literally playing rock, paper, scissors with the dog right now. I'm so excited to hear that one.
Unreal.
Yo, We're going to rock, paper, scissors our way to the fucking NFC East Division title. So Nick Sirianni wins Coach of the Year.
Yo, I thought you were about to say. I really thought you were about to say NFC title game.
So did
I
I.
was about to say, yo, guy, that's enough for me tonight. I got him winning a playoff game, but that's enough for me tonight.
Jeez.
No. I mean, I'm a dope, but I'm not a complete dope, all right?
Semi-dope.
There you go. Let's go smoke some dope.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Nate, go ahead,
We
Nate.
just canceled.
I'm trying to. He said, "Let's just go smoke some dope."
You gotta say it again, we just got canceled by 2 Karens.
All right.
Biggest.
Man, there's a lot of fans in Arizona tonight.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, yeah, the game's on. Oh.
Aduba led off with a triple.
Ertz leads us in receiving yards.
All right. 3 months ago, he wasn't even on the team, supposedly. So,
Yeah.
I like it.
Greg?
That one makes the most sense, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I like that from Nate. I think that's a huge one, especially when you look at where Jalen so far seems to want to go with the football. It's the middle of the field as of right now. My next bold prediction, Darius Slay will live up to his moniker, Big Play Slay, and get 5+ interceptions.
Is that big play though?
Well, when you go from 0.
Yeah.
I guess.
Frank,
Well, I was being
Bowl?
positive. I was being positive.
Did he make the Pro Bowl last year? He didn't make the Pro Bowl, did he?
No.
It's just, see, it's our fans that are doing this to me. Like, I got us winning a playoff game and a division title, and there's guys that, like, I feel like I don't like at times because our fan base are like became like preseason and practice junkies all of a sudden. When the great player that walked through the doors here in this city that I watched play growing up was AI, and we're talking about practice, all right? And then all these guys on social media ruins preseason football for me because I do enjoy watching just football. But social media, everybody's the greatest player of all time because Joe Schmo read an article about how he's having a great camp. I can't.
Yeah, remember Paul Turner?
This guy. I do.
Oh, you talking about 34?
34?
34 Paul Turner?
34.
I think so, right? Was that Turner? 34?
No, that was Kevin Turner.
Kevin Turner. Oh, see,
Kevin Turner, may he rest in peace. He wore number 34 back in the early 90s for the Birds.
Kevin Turner died?
Yeah, he died of ALS.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Hey, he was only 46. He passed away, I want to say, a few years ago.
I think somebody said it. Noah dropping gems today. I didn't even know that.
1-0 Phillies, pass ball.
Woo!
Bryce gets a free RBI. Look at that.
Frank, what's your next one?
My next prediction, I'm going to go with
Joe Flacco has more yards than Jalen
No,
Hurts.
absolutely not. But it is a Jalen Hurts prediction.
Don't hate. Don't hate, Frank.
It is. I'm going to have Jalen Hurts scoring 35 or more total touchdowns.
I love it. Love where your head's at now. You totally redeemed yourself, Frank. That's right where I got him too, Frank. I think 25 passing, 10 rushing. I think they're both doable things in a 17-game season.
And even if he doesn't get double-digit rushing touchdowns, he could still make it up on the passing end. That's where I kind of go with the receiving yards a little bit for Quez. That's where it kind of plays in a little bit.
We're back now.
So
I'm just saying. It kind of plays hand in hand.
Frank,
Oh, wow. My family's home.
Oh, my God.
What?
No, what are you talking about?
As opposed to,
Hey, there's a guy in a black balaclava coming in with a gun. Like what? What just happened?
Yeah, what just happened?
What did just happen? Where
It
did
got
this go?
weird. It got weird.
My significant other and child just got home.
I love that
As opposed to a robber breaking in. But I have Jalen throwing 35 plus total touch, going for 35 or more total touchdowns. That's my second bold prediction.
She slept over.
Did you try to hide from the camera and ask your wife a question? Like what? You didn't get out of frame.
I know
you. Ralph, go ahead, brother. Give us your third.
The defense will lead the league in sacks and in interceptions.
Whoa.
Fucking A.
Super Bowl!
Yes.
Super Bowl!
Jeez. Where's our losses at?
Yo, is the Super Bowl in LA this year?
It's coming to Philly.
I was gonna say, it might be here. Wait, so
where's it being played this year?
No idea.
I
think
don't
LA.
know.
I think LA.
I think it is LA.
Why, you going out there? You going out there, Noah?
Well, shit, if all these bold predictions come true, we might be going out there.
ATD Radio in LA, I like it. Hollywood.
Wait, so Ralph,
It's in Arizona.
Well, it's a dry heat.
Close
No,
enough.
wait. No, wait. It is at LA. Never mind.
Oh, it'll lie.
Okay. Ralph, read your three real quick. Read.
Miles Sanders has over 1,200 rushing yards.
Okay.
Linebackers will actually have a pulse. And then the defense will lead the league in sacks and in interceptions.
Either Jalen Hurts stinks or we're going to the Super Bowl. If all those things happen.
Or Joe Flacco starts.
Well, Ralphie agreed to the poll. He thinks Jalen Hurts is going to be the man.
Do you, Ralph? Surprised by that?
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Are you an
I
Eagles
think
fan,
so.
Ralph?
What?
Are you an Eagles fan?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Now, I have to ask because you're a Lakers fan, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know.
Got a question.
There's always something wrong with him.
No, man, Ralph's my guy, man.
Till basketball season.
Yeah. They put that out. Was it Brooklyn? Is it Brooklyn going to LA or LA coming to Brooklyn?
Brooklyn comes to LA.
Mm.
Tom, what was your third one?
Oh my goodness.
Got to pull shit out of your ass, right?
Yeah, you do.
There's been a lot of them out there.
All right. Derek Barnett has 12 sacks.
Wow.
All right. See you guys in LA.
That's not a bold prediction. That's a miracle.
I was about to say that's a contract. Money man.
Oh, what's he up on right now? What's he coming up on?
He's coming up on absolutely.
Coming up on a contract year, has the ability to do it, and nobody can dispute that on this panel. Has the ability to do it. Can he be consistent and play a full season? I think he does that this year. Remember, you have the extra game, so I think he has 12 sacks. I do. I really do. I think he gets all after the quarterback. This front is deeper, which I think actually plays to his benefit a little bit.
Hold on, penalty. He just got offsides.
Probably did.
He was lined up in the neutral zone.
Big play. That guy big plays his rookie year. Let's not run from that. You know what I mean? Big plays. He's been inconsistent. He's not Reggie White like everybody told me he was going to be. Right, Ralphie? Ruben. right?
Daily News. Remember that? Daily News.
Yeah.
The same night.
Yep, yeah. Reggie White drafted reincarnation. But he does have a motor, and he does have that ability to get after the quarterback. So, that's why it's bold, because I don't, I think he is definitely gonna have over 8. Yeah, but I think he has a monster year sack wise, because it's gonna get his ass paid, and that's what happened here. So he's gonna have a great year. Then we gotta decide if we're gonna pay him or not, and then we pay him. He comes back, and he starts getting banged up all the time again.
And then he's shitty.
I'll just make mine real easy and simple. I would say my third one, Zach Ertz will finish the season on the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he does too.
And if anyone says, "Oh, Ryan, they're going to trade him by the deadline," my only reason for saying no to that is because I still believe we're going to be competing for it. I don't think we're going to be in a situation where we're just selling, and we could be, but I think because of this division, we're going to be very competitive, and we're going to try and still win it at that point.
Freddie Freeman hit for the cycle, by the way.
Braves are hitter in baseball.
Braves are 2.5 up as Uncle Sweeps chimed in. We better hope these bold predictions come through, because it's football season.
Yeah.
It's not. Listen. It's close. He's not wrong. He's not wrong, but it's they're hot right now. But can you listen? They're going to at some point cool down a little bit.
Sure.
Can you tread the water and stay right in striking distance? That's the question. I don't know. It fucking starts tonight. It should have started last night, but now it's going to have to restart tonight, because now they got to go take care of business. They got to win these next 2, and then honestly, they have to take 2 or 3 from San Diego. They don't have a choice. They really don't have a choice, because if they don't, then Uncle Sweeps is even more right, because then you talk about maybe being 4, 5 out. You start getting to those numbers, it starts becoming a lead that's a little hard to gain traction on.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2.5 back of the division now and 4 out of the wild card.
Both in play, obviously. I mean,
yeah.
But did they win tonight? Did the Braves win?
They're up 7-2.
Right? Okay,
yeah,
so
they're up 7-2. No, they're going to be 3 up.
They're going to be 2. Sure about that? I thought they were 2 out now.
Or maybe they won. It's 2.5 now. So,
no, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all semantics. 2.5, 3. But still, you'll be probably 2.5 or 2 out if you win the night. So it's okay. I mean, yeah, they got to put playing better baseball. I'll tell you that much, Craig, because this has been ugly.
For sure.
It's all stretch.
Well, they're up 1-0 now.
Won't think though.
Greg, what was your final bold?
I only had 2, so I had to come up with a third one. It's not really that bold, because it's not really that far-fetched. Brandon Brooks doesn't play the entire season.
Oh, jeez.
What are we doing?
He'll play the whole year.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm almost glad you said that, though, Greg, because that means he's got like a safety blanket over him now.
And on cue, Zubel Cabrera doubles.
Philly legend. Noah, did you have one more bold?
Yeah.
Let's hear
it. Landon Dickerson becomes a Pro Bowler. I'm not saying this year, but I think he has a real solid career. I know his injury history at Alabama is nothing short of frightening, but if he can manage to stay healthy, I think he's going to be a solid Pro Bowl guard or center, depending on where they put him at.
Okay.
If you meant this year, I was walking the broad.
Upon Jason Kelsey's event. What?
If you meant this year, I was walking the Broad Street. Walking the Broad Street from Florida. If he was a Pro Bowler this year.
Well, shit, it's only a 900-mile walk. You can do it.
If his legs stay together, I guess I can do it. If his legs can stay together, I guess I can do that walk for him.
Nate, what was your sorry. Go ahead, Noah.
I was going to say, I think he has a shitload of upside, and I really think he's going to be a guy that we're going to be saying 10 years from now is has a shot at being in Canton in 15 years. In regards to Mr. Dickerson.
Nate, what was your final one?
Jeez, I'll take 5 years from Landon Dickerson, and you're talking Canton. Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think this is bold. I think we've seen this coming, but I think Kelsey retires this year.
Okay. And finally, Frank. And we have a couple questions in the comments after you go, Frank.
My final prediction, I'm going to say now I know Tom went with Derek Barnett having double-digit sacks. Well, I don't have double-digit sacks. I'm going to have Josh Sweat as the sacks leader for the D-line.
Tom, come back. You have a phone call, Tom. You have a phone call.
I mean, I don't see it. I don't see him leading the team in sacks, but I mean, I don't know.
I thought about that. I don't think it's a bad the way they're hyping him, right? They're hyping him like he's going to start.
And at least from what I'm reading, the reports that he's meshing well under Gannon's system. And he's up on a contract here against Derek Barnett.
And just talking in the DNs, like, has anybody heard anything about Kerrigan? Like, is he hurt?
Yeah, I still think he's nursing that hand injury that I think he had surgery on in the offseason. So he hasn't really practiced much but
because when he came here, I'm like, is he really our best pass rusher? Because that's what I felt. I felt that he was our best pass rusher.
Nah, I mean,
he's past his prime. He's past his prime, obviously. But coming here when your 13, 14-year vet just made the Pro Bowl and is your best pass rusher, you know what I mean? I don't think that's saying much. You know what I mean? For Kerrigan to step in and be our best pass rusher. But that's me, though.
TTP asks, he says, I assume nobody here realistically expects us to go to the Super Bowl. So what
did you hear some of these bold predictions?
Yeah. What needs to happen for y'all to consider this season a success?
500. They can get to 500. I think that's a success.
Win this division.
Yeah, I'm up there. Win the division.
Win the division. Win a playoff game.
Win the Super Bowl.
I'm not going there. I'm going to go win the division, win a home playoff game, and most importantly, we find out that by season's end, Jalen Hurts has made big strides.
Yeah,
we find out that we can, put our future in his hands.
Well, listen, I'm getting out of here, so let me say two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, successful season. This is Philadelphia. If you would have asked me 3 months ago, I would have told you, okay, if they win 4 or 5 games, successful. All they've done is go out and bring in veteran after veteran that can play in this league. They try to piecemeal some holes together, right? So this football team is better than I think we expected them to be, right? So I know it's a first-year head coach and all that stuff, but successful equals winning a shit division. Like, that's what successful is. Like, I don't think 8 and 9 and those types of records, that's not successful. Like, being over Vegas is 6.5 isn't being considered successful. Successful would be, okay, we can win a shit division that's wide open right now. Wide open. There is no clear front runner with Dak's shoulder anymore. There isn't. The clear front runner is the Dallas Cowboys. If Dak's shoulder's not right, there is no clear front runner. I don't want to hear about Washington. That's a joke. Stop it. And I sure as hell don't want to hear about the New York Giants. So who is it? So that means this division that we didn't think we had any chance 3 months ago, we have a legitimate chance of winning it right now. I know it sounds crazy. I know you're like, Tom, what are you talking about? Like you were out 3 months ago, right? But they've upgraded this roster more than I would have thought they would have. Right? You talk about the guys they were bringing in: Anthony Harris, Eric Wilson, right? Nelson, okay, Kerrigan. That's 4 legitimate good players on your defense that were holes that you need to be filled too. You talk about an entire offensive line that's healthier and deeper than it was a year ago. You draft Devontae Smith, that makes you better. We didn't think Zach Ertz was going to be back 3 months ago. That makes you better, right? So all these things that we didn't think were going to be handled. We thought Avonte Maddox or Zach McPherson was going to be our second corner on the outside, right? Like these are things we thought, right, Ralphie? We didn't know who our safeties were going to be 3 months ago. So Howie Roseman, as much as I'm critical of him, he does a really good job on the 1-year deal shit. And he did a really good job making this roster better. And honestly, you can make an argument for all 4 teams winning this division, and none of them are like crazy outside of maybe the Giants. Like I just don't, their quarterback's horrendous. But the other 3 teams legitimately all 3, I can sit here and make an argument on why they would win this division. And my final thoughts, just because we didn't really talk Phillies, time's now. I mean, you have to go on a 7-8 game winning streak again. This is what happens in August and September. This is what you need to do if you want to be a playoff team. All right, winning series is great, but you need another streak like you went on before.
Mm-hmm.
And it all starts with these goddamn bats. I'm tired of hearing about pitching. I'm tired of hearing about all these other things that we knew were going to be average. These bats, we didn't expect to be below average and go through the funks they go through.
There's a double play.
It's hitting season. It's not cold season. Not cold season. It's hitting season. All right? So we got a lot of money out here. JT Realmuto, I'm calling your ass out again. Again. All right? Wake up. $100 million betting 260. Grow up. You can bet 260 if you have 25 goddamn home runs. Can't bet 260 when you got 13 of them. All right? Harper, I can't even be critical of. He's been playing good. Right? But the rest of them, it's a shit show. And I never thought, we need Reese Hoskins back. Fucking A. I can't believe I'm saying it. Because our lineup just doesn't go without him. Like, we're missing a huge bat. So that's all I got, boys. Sorry for the intro to everybody listening out there. I thought Wi-Fi would be better than 5G, and Chevy lied to me. So I'm already going to be writing bad reviews. And on Chevy, I thought the car Wi-Fi would be cool. Thought I'd be hot in the street like a guy on the car Wi-Fi. Fuck it, I don't even know if I even had a clear screen or I was even on the screen for the intro. No idea what happened. But yeah, so boys, that's it.
See you, brother.
You guys have a good
later, Tommy.
You guys have a good finish.
See you, Tom.
Sweep the trip. Sweep the trip from here on out, Phil.
So did everyone go as far as their ideal success?
Correct.
I did not. I mean, for me, it's the division.
Yeah, like to me, I would say, like, obviously if they win the division, that's great.
Yeah.
And am I fair to say that it's a success? Forget about wins and losses, right? Even though that's the biggest thing. If we are comfortable with Jalen Hurts going forward as our franchise guy by season's end, wouldn't that be a success? Like, haven't we been talking about this entire time since the end of last season? Like, okay, if we win 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, whatever, the point of this year is to find out who Hurts, Rager, Smith, all these guys are. Dillard, even though I don't know if he's ever going to play. Sorry, Ralphie.
That's okay.
It was to figure out who all these young guys are that are either looked at as misses or big-time question marks in the draft, and establishing that young core, because even since 2018, you looked at it to where, okay, we're winning games, but we don't have that young core on defense. We don't have that young core on offense. Now it's kind of like, okay, you look at the track record and the way you're going forward, it's like, okay, well, you need some of these guys to step up if you want to take that next jump from mediocre team this year to, okay, we're a contender again next year, because we have that established young core. maybe a cheap franchise quarterback, a bunch of picks, and a bunch of money. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be looking at next offseason saying, oh, well, we have a bunch of picks and we have a bunch of money if we don't have anything to base it off of yet. You know what I mean? Good catch by Odubo, by the way. So to me, I never like putting a low ceiling on it, but given where we were 5 months ago, can they win the division? Absolutely. Do I think it's realistic? Sure. But if we are comfortable with Jalen Hurts, and more importantly, if the organization is comfortable with him, I think that's a big win, especially with all the capabilities we have to spend and draft. Because imagine, guys, I know it's not likely in Philadelphia. Like, I can't remember the last time it's happened. But, like, imagine us having a ton of draft capital and us not having to worry about a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and then we draft one at 53.
Exactly. But maybe we can have a little bit of hope beforehand, Greg. Maybe that could be like a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, my success is just getting an answer at quarterback, whether that's Jalen Hurts or whether you got to go out and get somebody. That's it. So he either plays well enough to where you can move forward with him, or he doesn't play well enough, and we either trade someone for someone in season, or we do something in the offseason and address it. So, because I don't think they're winning the division, so I'm going more realistic as to what what a successful is.
Carlos asked, and fam, before we chime off here in a few minutes, if you have any questions regarding the Eagles or NFC East, let us know. We'll answer for you real quick. But Carlos says, who would be the biggest surprise to not make the final roster, and then who would be the biggest surprise to make the final roster? Oh, dear.
Here we go.
That's a lot of good names.
Ralphie?
Trying to think.
Shouldn't be hard for you, buddy.
Nah, I think his boy's safe. I think the only
Come
way,
on. I'm not even I wasn't even going that route.
I don't think he's safe.
I mean, he could get traded, Greg. He's not getting cut.
Yeah, but it says not make the final roster, so that would be not being here.
I think he. Okay, I mean, we could say that. I mean, we'll throw that in there. So
I'm not going
get
there.
Cut or trade. I mean, you can get traded. It's possible.
Yeah, I'm going Andre Dillard.
Okay. And who would be your biggest surprise to make it then, Greg?
Andre Dillard.
Andre Dillard. Biggest surprise to make it. J-Jaw.
I was going to ask that.
Damn it, I was going to go that route.
Yeah, I think J-Jaw is probably going to be a lot of the answers as well.
Well, I was going to say, show of hands, who thinks J-Jaw is making the roster?
Wow.
Nobody?
Don't everybody jump their hands up.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Especially if Quez keeps on playing like the way he is right now through like preseason. Better start looking over your shoulder, brother.
Yeah.
There's no looking. He's already behind him.
Arthego Whiteside?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Welcome back, buddy.
Oh, I think he's as good as cut.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
If he makes the roster, that's a disgrace.
All right, so there's his biggest surprise.
I mean, Ralphie, to your point with Quez, I don't think Quez isn't on the bubble. I'm not saying you're saying it, but like I think it's going to come down to, and I think Red Sand and I got an argument.
Well, how many wide receivers are they going to carry?
Well, okay, let's go. Well, that's what I was going to say. Let's go down the line. So obviously
5. So who's your 5, Greg?
Oh, you're going 5. Okay, name them, Greg.
Well, you got Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jalen. You got Quez. You got Travis, and you got Greg Ward.
That's
who I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I said Greg Ward doesn't make the roster.
Really?
I could see it though. I see it, Nate. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's 4.
I think he stays.
I always want him on the roster so that we can do some Wildcat and bring him back to Houston, running the Cougars.
Yeah. I love the plays with Greg Ward in it. You know, when he's the quarterback, taking some of the snaps. You know, I hope to see some surprises in Sirianni's playbook. I really do. I want to see some out of nowhere plays.
Gabriel says, "What do you guys think of Hightower?" I mean, he's hurt.
Practice squad?
He's hurt.
Yeah, I
Practice
just think
squad.
it's a numbers
Yeah.
game.
I don't know if he survives practice squad, though. I feel like somebody picks him up because of the speed. You know what I mean?
Well, was he he was a 7th rounder, correct? Was he after
a
or
4th
before?
rounder.
No, he was
Was?
a 4th rounder.
He was a 4th
Oh,
rounder.
Jesus.
He was before
I was
Quez.
way off.
And he was one of the fastest guys in the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why.
yeah, that is right. He was from Boise State, wasn't
And
he?
he's a good route runner. Like, that's the funny. You guys remember, if you could play
Yeah.
on a blue field, you could play anywhere. Like, I really like
Exactly.
the
And he's got good
potential.
size.
Yeah.
I think Hightower makes it over Ward. That's who I
Well,
think.
the thing that hurts Hightower is he's hurt.
Yeah.
And Ward just friggin' catches everything. You know what I mean? Like, he catches.
Yeah. And I know I said it, but we go into this every year where we always overvalue naturally Greg Ward, right, and what he really does on Sundays, right? But at the same time, are we going to continue to? And I know he's hurt, right? So it almost. Oh my God! Did we just give up an RBI single to the pitcher? Oh, thank you, Bryce, for hosing him.
Well, 2 guys showed up. Thank you, J2. Thank you, Bryce.
Oh my God! But that was the pitcher. So Hightower being hurt means he could start on the IR or whatever, and we could keep Ward to start. But how much does Ward end up actually playing? Right? Do you continue to roll out Ward and know what you get, or do you take a chance on a guy who you drafted fairly high last year and see if you can get something out of him? I don't know.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to go with the guy that you already know what you're getting out of?
Yeah,
than
but what
the
does he
guy
ever
that-
do on game day?
Greg Ward?
He was the most.
He showed up.
He's
been
one of the more
showing up on
consistent
game
receivers.
day,
I mean,
Greg.
it's not saying much, but he's been one of the more consistent receivers for us the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, I think Greg Ward's is a guy that he's not a starter for you, but if somebody's banged
He's your
up
3 or
hurt-
4.
Yep.
He could be your 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's a fill-in guy. But I think
Yeah,
Greg
absolutely.
Ward's making this roster, fellas.
Absolutely, Noah.
he's the definition of consistent. He doesn't have a high upside, but he's a roster guy. He's a good backup guy especially over a guy in Hightower, which I like him, but he hasn't had a good camp. They're frustrated with his not mental capabilities to do the right thing, but he's kind of a head case. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's made a lot of mental mistakes. I don't like if it came down to Hightower and Ward and Ortega. Okay, would we all agree those are the bubble guys? Ward, Hightower, and then Umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that they would go with the guy who's been more consistent the last couple years, as opposed to Ortega, who's been a 0.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, a second rounder, but he's literally been a 0.
He's done nothing. He's contributed nothing.
And maybe they'll try their luck on Hightower to where, okay, maybe because he's hurt, we'll try and hide him on the practice squad.
He had 28 catches and 53 catches the last 2 years. So, I mean, that's not.
Did he go from 28 to 53 or 53 to 28?
He went to 28 to 53.
Okay. Okay.
So under 500 yards for the entire, but for both of them, no. So,
Well,
that's what I'm saying, though.
He's not.
Like we I like him. I told him he was. I just said he was making the team, but I also think that we sit here and overvalue what Greg Ward does when we can see what somebody else has to do, and it's not like Greg Ward isn't going to get picked up by us after week 3.
Yeah, I don't think it's anyone buying into Greg Ward, Greg. I don't think anyone's saying he's great. I just think it's okay. The guys he's competing with, one of them can't stay healthy. The other one's Ortega Whiteside. Like he's not going up against Rager and Devontae Smith. It's against 2 guys, one guy who sucks, the other guy can't stay healthy.
Now, do you think they're going to carry 4 not quarterbacks, Jesus, running backs, running backs this year coming in game day, or just a 3?
No, they'll carry.
I think it's going to be 3.
I think they'll carry
because we have 4 right now.
Yeah, they'll carry 4 and they'll dress 3. I think Gainwell is a healthy scratch at the beginning of the year. You think they'll only carry 3, Frank?
I do.
I think it's going to be 3.
Who's the 3? Who's getting cut?
You have Miles, Boston Scott, Kenny, and Jordan.
Oh yeah.
I think they carry 4 healthy, scratch the 4th guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Nah.
I think
Is that what you were thinking, Frank?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, they'll.
Gotcha.
It's going to be the 4, and then one of them's going to be a healthy scratch. Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Red Sand. He's been hurt all preseason and training camp. Red Sand. Sorry. I'm sorry. He's been hurt. Has he not been hurt? Is he playing right now?
Hightower?
Yeah, he's hurt.
No, he's not.
Okay, thank you. He's hurt.
Yeah, he's questionable on the depth chart right now.
He's hurt.
Yeah, I don't think Gainwell. I think he's a practice squad guy. I think they go with 3. And all 3 play in the game, too. That's the funny thing. Because Scott's your returner, Miles is your feature, and Howard's your, your change of pace.
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
Carlos Ferreira says, what player on offense and defense will be underutilized?
Underutilized?
Man. Jesus.
I can take this one. Offense, I think. I want to say Ertz. Even though I thought Bo predicted, I think Ertz, because we see what he can be as the featured guy on this offense. And if he gets like 400 or 500 yards, that's way below than what he is. He's a 1,000-guy tight end, in my opinion. Defensively, it's hard to say who's going to be underutilized defensively. Probably Cox, just because he just requires so much attention. So I would go Cox.
For mine, even though he was in my bold predictions, I'm gonna go Miles Sanders for offense, just because of the concerns of their catching out of the backfield, and obviously last year too, you even saw it where big time third downs, and he wasn't even on the field, and he was invisible, or not invisible, but was on a milk carton sometimes throughout games. And I think bringing in Jordan Howard again is a guy that can pass block better on third down, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield as well too.
Nate, I meant to ask you at the beginning, because you didn't do this a couple weeks ago when we were on. Rank the NFC's quarterbacks 1 through 4.
Dak is 1. Whew. Oh, man. Just because I have a bet on them, I got to go Daniel Jones 2, 3 Fit, and then 4 is
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
I'm sorry you didn't have Flacco too.
I can't remember our starting quarterback's name. And how about that? Just to ask, they haven't named him starting quarterback yet.
It's because technically they haven't named Mailata the starting left tackle yet either. So it's just about the competition.
That's a different thing, though.
What do you mean it's a different thing?
We're talking about the quarterback. We're not talking about a left tackle. You know what I mean? Like when you see the headlines, it says starter, like starter. It just says Jalen Hurts had a good play. You know what I mean? Like I think that's telling, because it doesn't give confidence. He doesn't need the confidence, I don't think, but it doesn't give confidence to him and who's your leader and what direction you're going. That's why I said, man, the jury's still out on him. They're still not naming him starter. Tells me they're still evaluating him.
Sirianni just wants everybody to come in ready to go and hungry. Do you know what this city would do? Listen, nobody knows what Hurts is going to be, but do you know what this city would do if Flacco was week 1 starter? Do you know what would happen?
Oh, we would like, what's the draft pick? What's this draft pick going to look like? Of course I know. But I tell you what, Joe is way past his prime, and Joe ain't nothing. I'm gonna tell you right now. But I'll tell you this, Joe's got he ain't never had an offense like this. 2 bookend tight ends, top 10 tight ends, like Tom said, a walk-in Canton receiver and some speed outside. He ain't never had an offense like this. I'll tell you that.
I want to play a little game with everybody real quick. Especially, this is targeting the 2 guys with bottom right and then bottom center. I'm going to name a bunch of, we'll call it lower class starting quarterbacks around the league, okay? So I'll take all the obvious ones out of there. and you tell me which one you would rather have for the next 5 years. Okay, just because I want to see, and we'll all play along in the fan will. But I'm interested to see where exactly Hurts ranks amongst the top 32. So if I said
30, 32.
You would have him 30.
He just fucked up your game.
I mean, it's what Greg does. I'm still gonna put him through it though, just because I don't care. So if I said, okay, for the next 5 years, who would you rather have, Drew Lock or Jalen Hurts? Who are you going with?
Lock. Give me the other guy in Denver. First of all, Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, I didn't say Bridgewater. I said Lock.
I
think Bridgewater's better than Lock.
I'll go Lock.
I'll go Lock too. Lock showed me he can win games.
If I said Jameis Winston or Jalen Hurts.
Give me Jalen.
Yeah, I'll go Jalen there.
I don't hate the dude, Gabriel.
Yeah,
I'm just realistic.
You hate him. I can see it in your face.
You can't stand him. Don't ever say realistic next to your name ever again. Taysom Hill or Jalen Hurts.
They're like the same player almost.
So it should be a pretty easy answer, huh?
But one of them is Mormon.
I would go. You know what? I'm gonna go Hill, just because he's been in the league longer. So he understands.
Yeah.
You know, he just
We've seen Taysom do it.
We've seen him do it.
That's true, Robert. He says, guys, Trevor Lawrence hasn't been named the starter either in Jacksonville.
Man, tell Robert to shut the hell up. We're talking about Trevor Lawrence, man. The number one pick in the draft. Like, come on, man.
Yes, I'd take Trevor over Jalen.
All right. Speaking of the Jags, who would you rather have? Two down below. Gardner Minshew or Jalen Hurts?
Gardner.
Minshew wins games, man. It's all about wins and losses. Minshew wins games, man.
How many wins has he had? One?
He's got one more than Hurts.
He's tied, technically.
I don't know how many wins he's got, actually.
I think he literally has one.
No, he's got like three. He's got like 3 or 4. No, he's got like 3 or 4 underneath his belt.
You called yourself realistic, but you asked if Gardner Minshew went to the playoffs. What the hell is going on?
He didn't start all last year, right? He got pulled.
He's got 7 wins.
He had 7 wins, yeah.
He was 6-6 his rookie year.
Give me that.
Minshew mania. Don't you guys remember that? The whole 3 weeks of him, they went 3-0.
Yeah, I thought they were 3-0.
Come on, guys.
And it's all fun, Robert, man. I'm just playing around, man. I just talk a lot of shit, bro. So don't take it personally.
Tyrod Taylor or Jalen Hurts?
Taylor, easy.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrod's done it. It's not good, but neither is Jalen.
Tyrod at least did take the Bills to the playoffs for the first time.
I was about to say,
Yeah, that did.
It reminds me of Teddy a little bit. They just find ways to win games. Game managers.
Tua or Hurts?
Oh wow, good question.
The irony of taking Jalen over Tua would be hysterical, and I'll go Jalen over Tua.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll take Hurts over Tua.
I can't trust a lefty Alabama quarterback.
Mac Jones or
Mac Jones.
See how fast he said that?
Hurts.
Yeah.
Nate, you went Hurts?
I'll take Hurts.
There you go.
I'll take Hurts over Jones.
Cam Newton or Hurts? I knew I'd put Greg in the torture chamber for that one.
Give me Cam.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to. You got to go with the former NFL MVP
from 1990.
I know from 30 years ago, but he does have some intangibles. He just can't play right now. But again, look who we're up against.
All right, he's not a starter, but he was. Mitch Trubisky or Jalen Hurts?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Hurts.
Yeah, I can't. Go.
I know we know what Mitch is.
I can't go with Mitchie Poo.
Yeah, we know what Mitch is. You got to think Hurts' ceiling's higher.
I was waiting for somebody to say, "Well, Mitchell's been to the playoffs twice." I was waiting for that.
I would allow you to cut me off the show if I said Knicks.
I'm glad you did. I'm trying to see Falcons. No, Panthers. Okay, anybody hate Darnold in here?
No, I'll take Sam.
Oh, Sam?
That whole draft class outside of Josh Allen stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like
That
Sam.
quarterback class, excuse me, outside of Josh Allen.
Baker.
Baker.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
Baker was
Baker.
in that. Yeah, except for those two, they all
Baker and
stink.
Josh.
Tom's gonna come back on the show in a second.
I like Sam, man. He had a bad deal in New York.
I think he's gonna be good, right? I think he's gonna be. I'm not saying
Sam
he's
Darnold's going to be so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooking up with 18-year-olds, getting mono.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
I mean, he was only like 20.
Oh my God, are you serious right now?
What they gave up?
Oh my
Tom?
God.
Yeah.
It's football season, baby.
Oh my God.
What they gave up? A homer?
No, pass ball or wild pitch. JT didn't block it.
Oh, I guess no Red October.
Yeah, Phil's for like 5 seconds, and we'll get the hell out of here. Was anyone like really? I'm not saying anybody was wrong for buying into that 8-game winning streak, but was anyone like buying in?
Yeah,
like,
I thought we
ride
had
this
it.
wave?
I thought we had it. And
so,
then,
so you're one of those people that thought like we were going to win the division going away.
Correct.
No, I bought into it just because you still have to beat those teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was realistic about the Dodger series. Sure, my homer hat was on hardcore. You know, and I thought Noel was going to deal against Scherzer, and he started to before the rain helped. But it was the Red series that really brought me back down to earth. You know what I mean? Losing 2 out of 3 to the Reds, and the way you did it, you know what I mean? Just getting out hit, outworked. You know, that's what put me back. And then you start the road. Then you start the series off like this. You know what I mean? Like you're not playing. You're not playing good basketball or good baseball right now, and especially not as a team. It's all one or two guys.
Lord Walker, he's been commenting this a lot today. He said your bold prediction was we trade for Watson. Who and what is put in the deal? He was asking, okay, what would a Deshaun Watson trade look like?
I said that before, and I'll say it again. I would put Cox in the trade. I really would. I would put Fletch in the trade, and maybe even 2 first rounds, maybe two first rounds in Cox.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. Right, it allows you to get out of the money. I mean, you're going to be taking back Deshaun's money. I think Jalen's got to be in the deal too. You're not going to trade for Deshaun and then keep Jalen around. So you know, yeah, I mean, I'm good with. I like where Nate's head's at. You know, Cox and Jalen and 2 firsts, or a first and a conditional third that turns into a second or first. You know what I mean? Like,
no one wants Cox. I wouldn't say that, bro. And that defense and that 3-4, he could be a menace as a defensive end. You know what I mean? He could be a menace in a 3-4.
Yeah.
He doesn't get double teamed. He's not in the middle. He's on the edge. He could be a serious problem in the 3-4.
I mean, it's a serious problem for us. I think that's completely wrong. Nobody wants Cox. I think there'd be people lined up to trade for Fletcher Cox if he was truly available.
Yep.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Maybe they wouldn't want him to the price that we originally thought we can get, but to act like there's no market on the guy, I don't think that's realistic at all.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a top 5 at this point, but he's definitely at least top 8 defensive tackle on the league.
Yeah, and the thing too, Houston has to. Plus, he's from that South area, right? You know, but Houston is still trying to replace J.J. Watt and still trying to replace that production for whatever that's worth, right?
I'm just at the point, and this probably sounds weird coming from Mr. Trade. Like, I'm always trying to trade people. One, because we have no idea what the whole Watson thing is going to be or anything like that. And 2, I want to see what Hurts is. Okay. Like, I'm not even like Watson isn't even in my mind. You know what I mean? Like, Let's see what Hurts is. If we get to it and it's week 6 and we're talking about Joe Flacco, okay, I'll start talking about Watson. I'll start talking about, hey, can we get Aaron Rodgers here? You know what I'm saying? Like I'll get there, but right now I'm not even like you can name me any quarterback. I'm just not there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how long that'll last, but I'm not interested in like, oh, what can we give up to get somebody? It's hey, what can we do with the people we have here? And use all of the capital of picks we have to then improve the roster we already have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to be honest, too, when it comes down to trading for Watson, we might be overblowing it, truly what he's worth.
It happens every year, Greg.
We sit here and absolutely. We sit here and say, oh, just because we don't want to, play that homer ball, right? And we're, we don't want to sit there and trade all our 5 loser prospects for Mike Trout, right? You know what I mean? Like, you got to be realistic. But at the end of the day, Houston might not be unrealistic. It might be unrealistic, just like Daryl Morey is about Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah, he's still here.
The GOAT.
Damn. Yeah, we have a much better roster than Houston did last season, but we also have to remember, hey, Deshaun Watson had one of the better quarterback performances and seasons of this.
What up, Todd?
Of this generation, and they had 4 wins last year. You know what I'm saying? To where it's not like, hey, just bring in Deshaun Watson. It doesn't matter what you have around him, and he'll fix everything.
On this team, he does.
With this roster, yes. I agree.
I think he's worth every bit of it.
Oh, I'm not saying he's not. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I don't know if he's ever going to play. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't. I can't get wrapped up into it until I see, okay, he's going to be gone for this amount of games, or he's never going to play. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it to myself.
I think he plays all. I mean, if they let him play in Houston, if he does play, but I think he plays all 17. I don't think anything happens. To be honest.
Is that out?
No.
Nah, it's fly out. Damn it. Fam, anything else before we head out of here?
All good to go.
No, I'm fine.
No, just on your way out on YouTube, 52 people watching. We only got 46 likes. Let's go.
Come on, fam. That's going to do it for us. Stay tuned tomorrow night. We got Birds with a Feather and Hockey Happy Hour. We have shows every single week, every single day of the week, obviously. So make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the follow, hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time we go live, a show goes live, whenever something's posted, everything in between. Make sure if you're watching on Facebook, watching over on the Instagram, on the Twitter, on the Twitch, make sure you hit the follow, hit the notification bell over there. That way you're notified whenever we post something. You guys know the drill. We appreciate everyone for watching. We appreciate our sponsors, especially the sponsor of tonight's show, which is the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help or if you need anyone who needs help, please call 856-651-8117. That's 856-651-8117. And as well, the poll question that we talked about, you can still answer it, by the way, fam, especially in the comments if you're watching later. We were talking about whether or not we thought Jalen Hurts is going to be the long-term option of franchise quarterback for the Eagles. Our poll question every single week is brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. Use the promo code A2D for 25% off your order. They are also the main sponsor of tomorrow night Hockey Happy Hour, so make sure you stay tuned for that and all the shows. That's it for me. Am I missing anything, fam?
We got a couple more sponsors missing.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we're also brought to you by my friend Alan Foy of eXp Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a change in career or brokerage, contact him over at eXp Realty LLC at 302-682-8820, or you can give him a nice email over at alan.foy@exprealty.com. And we're also brought to you by our doc, make him yours, Dr. Paul Vidal over at Specialized Physical Therapy. 2 convenient locations in Burlington and in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And also, don't forget, there is 20% off by using Manscaped. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. And, of course, by we got a nice little fancy graphic to show the Manscaped magic. There we go. Get clear for takeoff for when you use Manscaped. Use promo code A2D for that nice discount over at manscaped.com. And I think that's it with all the sponsors.
I just gotta say, Money Pop Podcast on Sundays. If you like me talking shit, if you like betting, come check us out early morning, 10:30-ish. You know how we do. Sorry, Ralph. I'll get that to you better.
And plus, if you want to get some picks from the Money Pop Podcast, you can join our A2D memberships only for $9.99 a month. And you get extra perks, including appearances on shows, members-only streams, shout-outs, and, of course, the aforementioned weekly sports picks from the Money Pop Podcast, which have been working quite well so far.
Yeah, you got to play those straight plays, man. Stay away from the parlays. I know I put parlays in, man. Stay away from them. That's all I got to say.
But you can mix and match, right?
You can mix and match them, man. We last week we were down going into Sunday, and we swept the straight plays. I like the parlays just because people like to gamble, so I put them in there. But stick with the straight plays, man.
Yep, straight plays are where it's at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So for myself, Ryan Brodo, for Tom Arnone, for Noah Eaton, is he okay, by the way? Because he kind of
no idea.
Yeah.
I was looking away. I was on a different tab, and I come back, and he's gone.
Well,
he did the Irish goodbye.
He slumped over, and the room got real dark, and then he disappeared.
I probably went to sleep then.
Yeah.
But anyway, for Noah Eaton, for Ralph Delavecchio, for Greg Milakovic, for Nate, Mr. Nate, Money Pod Podcast. Again, make sure you check out that. And Frank Vespi, Charles Bassey, and Quez Watkins stand Frank Vespi.
Oh, no. I wasn't standing for Quez.
I mean, it was on tape. It kind of were. It was on tape.
You did say you lead the team in receiving yards.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't buy his jersey.
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, I'm not going to buy it.
But that's probably coming in the mail.
Oh, no, it's not.
Frank, it's one of two things. Either you hate Devontae Smith or you love Quez Watkins.
And it's neither of those.
I mean, the tape.
On that note.
The tape says differently, but yeah, we're going to